So yeah, hi, my name is Pavel. Hey. Yeah, this is the slide that tended to be about the DeFi and why it's important to be in your chat. But practically, I want to start from the intro, right? The intro goes about the adoption thing. Everything right now is about the adoption. Everybody within each cycle are focusing on adoption, and it's not really happening, right? I mean, it's happening within the DGen community for us by ask thing, and that's the problem. And answering this, the problem, TAC emerged, right? So GMO go mainstream, okay? It might be useful to repeat the thing about the adoption. So actually, we have some traction. It is definitely crypto an asset class. There is a speculation and trading aspect of it, which is getting traction because of the liquidity, ability to access liquidity in the early stage of the project. That's what crypto is famous about, right? And that's why the speculation, and that's why cases like Hyperliquid and centralized venues shilling it to the users are popular. More importantly, we'll get to that later. Infra projects, they thrive on user-rich environments, and those are only those use cases kind of linked ones, right? And centralized exchanges are dictating the success of the infra. And let's say BSC is a good example, Base is a good example. Stuff like, I don't know, even Solana, it is something which was born, in the FTX era. Right? Same thing, like intrinsic audience, you thrive on that because building the audience around the technology is much harder than getting the existing user base and integrating technology into that. So one of the thing which is gaining traction is, and actually there are two use cases, right, to be frank. Our best shot was tokenizing dollar. Cool. We've got stable coins. Very cool. And that's it. Right? Blockchain is an infra for value transfer. Hence, there is another one, which is the decentralized finance. This happened 5 years ago. Now it's been thoroughly tested, getting traction, can be used as a broader use case. Coming back to the DeFi, why it is important? It is important because this allows you to actually earn money, right? Get the actual yield. And that's why it attracts users, but still users are those who are aware about the technology, those who are educated financially, investment-wise, etc. Which is actually, narrowing the funnel, right? Also, there is a UX nightmare. You can scare your mom integrating with a DeFi application these days, still fucking 5 years out, right? So, and growing the user base around an existing value straightforward use case, it's very, very hard and very long. And it's the typical rollback of everything about crypto, right? You get a product, you go find attraction, and you try to grow the user base. Still super slow and very hard. There is a place where it plays out differently. It's called the reverse adoption scenario. And this place is Telegram. So there were a few attempts during the last few years where everybody was screaming that Telegram equals the adoption. It's wrong. It's totally wrong, right? But to be able to distribute, you have to be within a distribution environment. And that's what Telegram is. More importantly, Telegram is more than this. Telegram is an ecosystem these days. More importantly, it actually reminds us of an operation system in the sense that it has the entry point, which is the messenger, which allows you to get access to the distribution. And then you have the stack, which allows you to distribute properly, right? So this stack, the entry point is the selling point of, for example, Tone blockchain, but it does not guarantee the distribution, access to the distribution. So stack is important. The less well-known thing is a Telegram mini app framework, which allows builders to independently build within Telegram and permissionlessly deploy. That basically, differentiates us severely from all other super apps or wannabe super apps. It is not governed by Telegram, just slightly regulated, and allows you as a builder to build, deploy within the framework. Another important thing is the UX, right? Remember the previous slide, UX complication. So UX is much better, and UX difficulties are abstracted on a gateway level, which is something called wallet. Seamlessly integrated fintech super application, which functions, exists in two incarnations. One is a custodial one. That's the first Revolut-alike financial investment service to be application based on Web3, and the only one, and the biggest one. And second one is a Ton wallet, which is a native Telegram blockchain wallet in a classic crypto way. I'm not sure that will gain, most of the traction though. And then there is infra, right? So the infra, which allows this whole stack to operate, this transfers of value fully functional, has to be like the beauty of Telegram, that you can choose the framework you need when you build something. You need a scalable one. You use asynchronous, innovative Ton blockchain. You need a classic sequential one with existing use cases like low-risk DeFi. You use EVM stack, which is TAC. So two things which differentiate this reverse adoption framework from everything else. First, UX difficulties abstraction on the on-ramp, off-ramp, onboarding the user. Apps interaction. So when you interact with the Telegram mini app, which is non-download thing, within the messenger, practically in your chat, that smooths things. The abstraction of, the wallet, the chain, the fees, simplifies this UX you need for the user to enjoy the ride. Okay. There is a discoverability tool, and there is the biggest so far Web3 application within Telegram, which is the wallet, and I will tell you why it's important maybe in a later slide. But all accrues the value to the infra, right? So if you're considering investing in this thing, there is nowhere apart from, let's say, maybe further down the road, the application tokens, way to invest in it other than invest in the tokens over the infra. And that's where actually the value accrues, because it's like, Telegram has its revenue part on the ads business, the wallet has a transactional model, or acting as a fintech application, revenue generation model of its own. The only thing which is publicly available and getting the value accrual with the amount of transaction growing is obviously the infra, right? So these are two investable tokens you can buy right now, and that's practically the only way to get the reach investment-wise. So a bit of a context about the wallet, right? So being the biggest Web3 application within Telegram means that this application has managed to capture the buy power within a billion broad user base, which is widely distributed geographically and from the perspective of the the average ticket. This is very hard to do. Like, not a lot of applications have managed to capture that. Like, there were super, massive from the perspective of the audience and user-based applications such as Hamster Combat, but the ticket was zero on average, right? So, like, getting traction in terms of users and getting traction in terms of users who can pay for the services is something different. So, wallet, the figures to be disclosed are coming soon, but it has access, the users hold hundreds of millions of assets in a centralized and decentralized wallet. And it is moving in the direction, as I mentioned, of a decentralized Revolut. What it means, apart from just, allowing you to store and easily transact, you can get access to the yield. The yield feature is implemented within the wallet with they're introducing the earn button, right? And this is so much important as these small steps allow the whole flywheel of the infra on the previous slide and the stack to function, right? So when your asset base, for example, with TAC, your Ton wallet asset base is expanded to also Ethereum, BTC-based assets. When you have all those assets listed and you click on the asset and you can deposit that asset and to earn some yield, that kickstarts the whole distribution mechanics, including the applications where those vaults are deployed, and the infra, generating transaction and transferring the value to the end user in the most simplified format, which solves the knowledge base and the UX, abstracting those difficulties away from the user. That's important. Another important takeaway is that's probably one of the most efficient tools to address the pro-crypto audience these days, even more than the centralized exchange user base. Provide you with an example of ours. We've been listed 2 months ago on centralized venues, including Tier 1 such as Bybit. And the statistics of the average holders you can see here. So basically, on-chain metrics of Ton is around 5K users. TAC is something around 26,000 users storing the TAC tokens on-chain. Bybit is fairly big. We are about 56,000 investors holding TAC tokens on Bybit. And the wallet is about 500,000. So we've been listing in the wallet as well. And wallet allows you to buy the asset, right? And the way you list, you practically allocate your marketing resource. The way CEXs, so centralized venues, function since early days, kind of value extractive from the perspective of the project. Basically, you give them the budget, they airdrop it to the users, you get it in your face, supply increase, price drop, that's it. That's increase of awareness in terms of the centralized exchanges. So for the wallet, we've made it with them differently. We allocated a marketing budget to allow people who deposit TAC tokens within the wallet, and geez, this experience is smooth. Just, check out the centralized version of it. Like few clicks, it's super comprehensive. And you allocate, you deposit your TAC tokens and you get, super yield boost. So we started with 120%, right now is 80% APY. Credited to your account daily, token on token. What that yielded us is 500,000 of TAC-aware holders within the token, as well as, I would say twice the amount of tokens held in absolute terms in the wallet in contrast to the centralized exchanges. And that is, that highlights the power of the distribution aspects of wallet itself. And probably that's the proper example we've seen with our own eyes that it really works. We were kind of skeptic about listing within a wallet ourselves. So the wallet, by the way, coming back to TAC, as an infra wallet is our partner. It is built by what is something which is called TOP, is a venture builder underpinning the Telegram economy. This is the partner of ours, and we are underpinning the whole earn infra, integrating the vaults of low-risk DeFi applications within the wallet. Coming to this low-risk DeFi, so these days Vitalik has recently posted this thesis why it's important for Ethereum. We went through the journey of bootstrapping the EVM ecosystem within Telegram, right? So there are several takeaways because, people are like, why don't you build the DeFi on Ton? And the reason TAC exists because we were building DeFi on Ton. We know, what's the bottleneck there? Okay, what's the bottleneck? Is it the stack? No, it's not the stack. Actually, the time to market of anything being built on a DeFi front on any blockchain other than EVM reduces the chances nearly to zero, in my opinion, for that to get any substantial adoption. Because Ethereum was a place where DeFi was born. The iterative open nature open source nature of the code of the applications allows us to build on top, iteratively perfecting them, so evolving, right? Making more battle-tested, soundproof within the time on blockchain. And that what allows the liquidity to betrust those applications and to get allocated there. Without liquidity, the apps make no sense, right? By the way, liquidity is also mostly Ethereum, right? So that thesis is being played out in a new kind of framing, which makes all the sense. And we brought all the low-risk DeFi already in Telegram. So Euler, Morphocurve, a bunch of other applications deploying like a set of V4, UniV4 DEXs, a perp DEX, which is a hyperliquid alike within your chat. That's all things you'll see in coming months. It's already there. And will people be like allocating, I don't know, lending on Morpho in billion users? No, of course not. This is like, you know, the applicational infra. But those who are crypto aware can probably benefit from the ease of use already, because it's all abstracted, as I mentioned, on the chain wallet fee side, and you don't have to go through that butthurt of you know, UX interacting with getting the yield of 10% on USD, right? Which is, by the way, like totally makes sense. Yeah, these are, you know, the interface of those apps which are live already. The best way to try them out, specifically during Blockchain Week, will be this one. So there is a TAC game, specially designed to increase the awareness in a gamified format. There is a stand there. There is a QR code, easy to scan. You can open it up. The good thing about this application that while having fun and earning a real buck, you will be able to see the way the UX is simplified and how that you know, interaction with the application really look like. So yeah, that's it.